friends! I have a book to read to you today that's called Tashlich at Turtle Rock. Now, I bet there's a word in that title that you don't know. It's called Tashlich. That's a Hebrew word, and it's a special tradition that we do. When we celebrate Rosh Hashanah, the new year, sometimes we and our families can go out into the woods where there's running water, and we will rip little pieces of bread off and throw them into the water. Now, why would we do something like that? Well, that bread is supposed to represent things that made us sad or angry last year, things that made us feel not good. And when we throw those pieces of bread into the water, we are getting rid of those bad feelings. Rosh Hashanah is the new year, and we like to start over thinking about all the good things that we're going to do and getting rid of all the bad things that make us feel bad. So let's read this book and find out what this family does for Tashlich. It is called Tashlich at Turtle Rock. Here we go. We always start at Old Log, Annie, Lincoln says, giving me the look. I give him one right back. But this year, I'm in charge, I announce. And this year, we're starting at Turtle Rock. It's the afternoon of Rosh Hashanah, and we're on our way to do Tashlich. That's when you go to a place with flowing water, a lake, a river, or a creek, and you throw in pieces of bread that represent mistakes that you made in the last year. My friend Franny, who lives in New York, does it in the fountain at Lincoln Center. And my brother's friend Matt says he once did it in a toilet. My family has its own tradition. Is everything you need in your backpacks? Mom asks. Apple? Check. Honey? Check. Bread? Check. I've got the pocket knife, Mom says. Follow me, I say, leading them into the woods behind our house. This time of year, the trail is lined with trees changing color. I've planned 4 stops along the way: Turtle Rock, Billy Goat's Bridge, Gypsy's Landing, and finally, Old Log. Okay, everyone, I announce. While you're walking, think of one really good thing you want to remember from last year. We hike quietly while everyone thinks. When we get to Turtle Rock, I find 4 stones that we can write with and give one to each person. Okay, what good thing did you remember? My brother Link goes first. He writes B-U-S on Turtle Rock. I learned how to ride the bus by myself, he says, and it is really cool. I can go anywhere. Oh, so that's something good he wants to remember about last year, learning to ride the bus. Then Dad gets up. He scratches the letters K-O-R-O-S-T-S-H-E-V on the rock. This year, Grandpa and I went to Ukraine. We visited the little village where he grew up. It's a trip I will always remember. Oh, so the good thing that Daddy wants to remember from the year is a trip he took with Grandpa together. That's a good memory for him. Mom goes next. She uses her stone to draw a picture of a lady with long hair. I made a new friend this year, she says. She means Paula, who is also a writer. We help each other write, read each other's work, and talk about books. I'm so grateful for Paula. So the good thing Mom wants to remember is a new friend that she made. When it's my turn, I can't decide between my bike and knitting. Finally, I draw a picture of my bike. This year I learned to ride a 2-wheeler, I said. Hooray! Then we stand up and look at what we've written. Together we shout, Amen! Dad scoops up some water from the gurgling creek and splashes it over Turtle Rock to erase our writing. Take only pictures, leave only footprints, he reminds us. Our next stop is Billy Goat's Bridge, I announce. When we get there, find something that represents what you want to throw away from last year. Start thinking. On the way to Billy Goat's Bridge, we search the woods for something to throw away. By the time we get there, we each have something in our hands. We sit down and start explaining. Dad holds up an acorn cap that looks like a tiny mouth. I want to throw away saying bad things about people, he says.
You once said Mr. Fishberg looks like a frog,
I reminded him. Exactly, Dad admits, and he throws the acorn cap over the bridge. That's something he felt bad about, so he wants to throw that away. Lincoln goes next.
I want to throw away being mad at Steven Pinker. He broke my calculator, but it was really an accident.
Steven has red hair, so Lincoln throws a handful of red maple leaves into the water. He feels bad about being mad at his friend, so that's something he wants to throw away. Then it's Mom's turn. I want to get rid of the habit of saying yes when I really mean no. That's very hard for me. I'll agree to go to lunch with Abigail when I really need to work. She throws a Y-shaped twig into the falls and waves goodbye to yes. That's something that makes Mom feel sad, is agreeing to do things that she doesn't want to do. So she's throwing that away. When it's my turn, I say,
I had a hard time making friends at camp last summer. I want to throw away being so shy.
The rock I toss into the creek looks like a bunkhouse. Well, to me anyway. So she's throwing away her feelings of being shy. She doesn't like it. So she's throwing that away. There is one more thing to do before we leave Billy Goat's Bridge. I take out the bread and give everyone a chunk. Quietly, we break off little pieces and throw them into the water. These stand for private things that we feel sorry about or want to get rid of in the new year. Then we stand up, look down at the waterfall, and together we shout, Amen.
On to Gypsy Landing,
I announce. That's the big slab of rock at the other side of Billy Goat's Bridge. When we get there, I tell everyone to think about one thing that they promised to do in the coming year. While everyone's thinking, I gather up some twigs and spell out the 4 numbers of the new Jewish year on the highest part of the rock. Oh, she's got a 5 and a 7, and this year it's 5780. So maybe that's the number she's working on.
Now take off your shoes and socks, I tell them. When you make your promise, dip one foot in the stream and make a footprint on the New Year rock.
I vow to put all our family photos into an album, Mom says, dipping her foot in the cold stream. Well, that's something Mom wants to do this year. She wants to make a photo album.
I promise to keep visiting Archie Measle in the nursing home, Lincoln says, even though my bar mitzvah project is officially over. His family lives in Mexico, so he never gets visitors.
Oh, so Lincoln wants to keep visiting his friend in the new year. That's something he wants to do. I vow to start making challah every Thursday night, Dad announces. He hops across Gypsy Landing on one foot and makes a footprint facing the new year. Oh, that's something Dad wants to do. He wants to start making challah every week. When it's my turn, I put both feet into the water to make 2 wet prints.
I'm going to wake up early so I can get to school on time.
Then we all stand up and look at our footprints. Together we shout, Amen.
Last stop is Old Log,
I say.
Follow me.
When we get there, Link empties his backpack. We all straddle Fat Old Log. Dad takes a pocket knife and cuts apple slices for everyone. I open the jar of honey and we pass it around. Eating apples dipped in honey symbolizes the sweetness of the Jewish New Year. We recite a special Tashlich prayer that Mom wrote. God, we have thrown out all our mistakes and regrets, and we have picked the best things from the year to keep with us. Help us start over. Help us remember our vows and promises and protect us this whole year. Then we all stand up and look at each other, and together we shout, Amen. The end. Now that is a tradition that this family did for Tashlich. You might have your own tradition that you would like to do. And all you need is some bread or some things in nature and some running water. And it could be a stream in your neighborhood. It could be your toilet. It could be whatever you like. And you think of all the things that made you sad last year, and you throw those things away. And then you think of the things that made you happy, and you try to remember those. All right, everyone. I hope you have fun with this tradition. Happy Rosh Hashanah. Bye bye.